DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what we're going to do today is we're going to share with you guys my top 3 best vertical single auger juicers. Now, the last one of these videos I did back in February, but guess what? Just much like they got the new iPhone 6 out, and then they had the iPhone 5, they had the iPhone 4 before that. There's always new juicers coming out, and I like to stay up to date with all the new technology. I want you guys to be forewarned if you are researching juicers and reading websites and all this kind of stuff. That stuff gets outdated very quickly. I've just visited some websites earlier that still talk about juicers from 3 years ago that are the best or whatever. And you know, in my opinion, as new juicers come out, especially if they're from the major brands, right? Some of the major brands out there that DiscountJuicers.com offers, they're always raising the bar. It's only the challenge is when you find these off-brand juicers made in China for really inexpensive, you know, that you're probably going to have some challenges with. And I always encourage you guys to, you know, buy something good, buy something that's going to last the first time. And I'm proud to say that all these machines here have minimum 10-year warranty. One of them even has a 15-year warranty. So this is your confidence to know that you're never going to have to buy another juicer again. If you buy an inexpensive juicer, you know, department store or whatnot, yeah, it might have a short 90-day or 1-year warranty. What about in year 2? You buy another 1-year warranty juicer, it breaks down, you gotta buy another one, you can buy 10 juicers, man. You're up to exceeding the cost of just buying one of these good ones, just doing it once because they have a 10-year or 15-year warranty. So yeah, it's very important. But anyways, this is the updated video with my top 3 best vertical juicers at this time. So let's go over them one at a time and show you guys which one's my top favorite best juicer. Alright, over on this side we got the Slow Star juicer. These are all vertical slow juicers. Now I want to stop there for a second and say the vertical slow juicer is a style of juicer that I recommend for you guys out there if you want to juice a little bit of everything. You know, if you don't, John, I want to get on a juicing program because I saw a movie, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Or, you know, I know juicing is a healthy way to include more fruits and vegetables. I want to make dietary changes, and I just want to juice everything. I don't know what I'm going to juice, but I want to juice it all. And so that's where all the vertical juicers do really well. I mean, they don't juice any one particular thing super well, but they don't juice too many things super bad either. So that's why I like these guys. Also, for me personally, these are the juicers that sit on my counter that I use on a regular day-to-day basis, day in and day out, because they work efficiently, they save some time in the kitchen, there's literally auto feeding, which I like a lot, and it creates a high quality juice, which is actually super important to me. You know, I'm not a big fan of the centrifugal ejection juicers. Those are most juicers on the market. They have a fast spinning basket, runs at 10,000 plus RPMs. You know, in the case of the Breville juice fountain. And these guys, I mean, the slowest run runs at 43 RPMs, 43 revolutions per minute. That's multitude slower. So I want you guys to remember, the slower the juicer, the slower the RPMs, the less oxidative damage that is being done to the juice as it's created, which means there can be more nutrition in the juice for you guys to drink, enjoy, and get the benefits from. In any case, let's get back to the introduction here. We got the Slow Star juicer over on this side. We got the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer right in the middle. And we got the Omega VSJ843 juicer over on this side. Now let's see here. This model only comes in this color. This model here, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, comes in the silver, also purple red, and also white color. And then the Omega VSJ843 comes in this squared off design, and it comes in a red color, silver color, and also the white color. In addition, it comes in a rounded design, so basically it chops off this little section here, so it's a lot more streamlined, a little bit smaller footprint on your counter. The only difference between the round model and the square model is just the footprint on your counter. The parts that juice are identical, the motors are identical, the warranties are identical. And at present time, the round model comes only in the red and the silver. Alright, so now you're thinking, okay John, tell me, what is your favorite juicer of all these 3 juicers? Alright, so I'm gonna come clean to you guys. You know, if you guys have more than one kid, right? You guys have more than one kid. Some of you guys might not have any kids or might have only one kid. Then imagine that you had more than one kid. You know, if your kid asked you one day, Daddy, who's your favorite son or daughter? You know, could you answer him and say, oh, it's you, or it's you, or it's you? I mean, I asked my dad this many times when I was growing up, and he would never give me an answer. I mean, I had me and my brother. And, you know, you can't really pick favorites if you got kids, right? You're always going to say, well, I like you, son, because of this, and I like you, daughter, because of this, and you like different sons or daughters for different reasons, right? And that's how I am with the juicers. I mean, maybe if you put a gun in my head, Joe, what's the best one? I might be able to say something so you wouldn't shoot me or something. But then I'd probably ask you about 50 questions. But anyways, so I'm going to go down my favorite things about each of these juicers, one by one for you guys, alright? So the Slow Star juicer over on this side, I like this a lot because of number one, it's the lowest price machine of all these machines on the table here. It's also the most versatile. So this juicer allows you, and it comes with a mincing attachment or a homogenizing attachment, which basically allows you to make things like nut butters, frozen fruit sorbets, you know, make salsas, and grind up various items, make nut patés with it. And as this juicer stands, as all these juicers stand, they will all basically juice fruits and vegetables, all common fruits and vegetables that can be juiced. They will all also juice wheatgrass, although keep in mind if you want to juice a lot of wheatgrass, these are not the machines I would recommend. These will juice a little bit of wheatgrass, they tend to squeak a lot, and they will produce juice from it, but the wheatgrass, especially if you do not cut it up, can get clogged on the outlet port. And all these machines will also make the nut milks or the coconut milk. So I love to do that a lot. I definitely do not believe that milk is a health food, and you know, in my opinion, milk and dairy products are not necessary in the human diet. So yeah, all these will make the nut milks and also the fruit and vegetable juices. In addition, this guy is the most versatile. Another thing I like about the Slow Star juicer is that Tribest, the company that stands behind it, has made several upgrades to this machine at present time, and if you're buying your brand new Slow Star from Discount Juicers, you're getting all the upgrades. Some of the challenges with the Slow Star included leaking in the main seal in the unit, which they've now replaced and upgraded all the models. In addition, some of the first models had some challenges with not properly operating because it would kick the safety switch off. And then in addition, they updated, have a spout cap here so you can do mixing in the machine if you'd like, and also prevent drips on your counter. And the cool thing is Tribest has actually made these available at free for a limited time or at no cost, or you know, pay a small shipping charge you know, for the registered owners. So if they do come out with upgrades, which I'm confident Tribest will do, you'll always get the latest and greatest parts, courtesy of Tribest, or for a low cost. So that I really like a lot. Now this machine does really good on the vegetables and the leafy greens, especially the hard vegetables and the leafy greens, you know, as compared to other vertical juicers. As a matter of fact, when I juiced in the VSJ in this machine, you know, there's literally like a 7% difference. So that's not a whole lot of yield. And so the main benefit here is the most versatility and the lowest cost. So yeah, that's probably why I like the Slow Star juicer. Also, it's cool because it has a nice handle. You could pick it up really easily and carefully. Also, this thing is probably the torquiest and beefiest motor. It's a rare day that I've ever been able to stop this machine. It just keeps grinding through stuff, you know, as I put it in and kicking me out the juice. So this one runs at like approximately 47 RPMs. So that's also really slow, in the league with the Omega VSJ. Let's go ahead and move on to the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Now the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, this claim to fame, one of the things I like, so another feature of the Slow Star that I like a lot, that actually it originated on the Slow Star, let me go ahead and take this apart here for you guys, is actually the dual blade auger. So unlike most augers on vertical slow juicers, it actually has basically two blades that come around that help chop things up as you put the produce in the machine. That being said, it's very important on any vertical slow juicer, in my opinion, based on my experience, is to pre-cut some of the harder leafy green vegetables and fibrous vegetables like the celery up into 1/8-inch pieces before dropping it in the machine, because otherwise you may get extra cloggage and blockages in the machine. So that's really cool. So this helps to, process things better. I also find that this grinds things up to a fairly fine consistency. In addition, I like the Slow Star juicer because it actually comes with a really nice, high quality stainless steel strainer. So none of these other juicers come with a stainless steel strainer, and in general the vertical juicers produce more pulp than other juicers on the market, so you will want to be aware of that. Alright, so that's it for the Slow Star juicer. Next, let's get into the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Now this juicer is different than both these other machines on the table because it has a nice wide 3-inch feed chute. So this is nice and large, pretty much akin to the standard wide feed chute centrifugal ejection juicers. There are no other wide feed chute slow juicers on the market at this time that I'm aware of. And this basically makes juicing very easy and simple when juicing, especially the fruits. The fruits can be cut up into large pieces and put in because the feed chute is so large. Now if you do have leafy greens or things like celery, I do still recommend cutting those up into smaller pieces so that the juicer could process it properly, and then putting it in the machine. So it's not going to save you too much time there, because you will still be required to do some prep work if you want to maximize the use and the efficiency of the machine. Otherwise you may get some pulp blockages. Now this auger design is a little bit different too. It does not have the dual blade like the other one, but it basically has just a nice large inlet path to let the produce in the machine, and it works fairly well. Sometimes you'll get some things to stick up at the top of the juicer that will not go in the juicer and get juiced. So this can be a concern. You will lose a little bit yield because of that. And one of the reasons why I like the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer is basically because of the large feed chute. I find the large feed chute basically makes it really easy for me to juice my favorite things when I'm juicing fruits. So for example, I was juicing watermelon the other day. I could cut nice large pieces of watermelon and put it right through the machine, get some delicious watermelon juice out. I use this machine to juice my cactus fruits. Cactus fruits are amazing food, and actually the only juicer on the table that will juice the cactus fruits is this machine right here, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Now why is this? Well, this is for the primary reason is that these two machines actually, they grind up to a nice small particle size, which means in general you're going to get a higher yield on the vegetables. But when juicing the cactus fruit, if you've never eaten it before, has nice hard seeds. It's these hard seeds that literally get ground up by these two other juicers that literally makes a sawdust out of these seeds. And then what happens is the sawdust gets stuck in the outlet ejection port, and then these machines will fail to juice the cactus fruit and stop running. So if you want to juice cactus fruit, you want one of these, guess what? You're going to have to go with this one because the other machines simply will not do it. That being said, in my yield tests, in general, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer does make a little bit less yield than these two other ones. Another thing about the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer I like is that it does actually come with what's known as a blank plate. So this blank plate is not as versatile as this attachment with the Slow Star juicer, but this blank plate, what it does allow you to do, it allows you to make the frozen fruit sorbets from the thawed fruit, and also allows you to make the nut butters. But no other use of this blank plate is authorized by the manufacturer, and other use may void your warranty. So yeah, that's a Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Now, another reason why I like the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer is because it comes with like literally a 100-page recipe book for juices and all different kinds of recipes so that you can make healthy dietary changes. None of the other juicers come with a dedicated recipe book to help you guys get on the path to eating a healthier lifestyle, except the Kuvings. So I definitely like this a lot. In addition, the Kuvings actually comes with 3 distinct cleaning brushes to allow you to get into the different nooks and crannies to clean the screen, and a special screen cleaning tool that's going to make screen cleanup a breeze. And the screen is the hardest part to clean on any of these juicers. Now, I do want to say that all these juicers take me about 3-4 minutes to clean at maximum. There's not too much difference with that, but at the end of this video I'm going to go over each of these different juicers and recommend which one I like for different scenarios. So yeah, this one, mainly 3-inch wide feed chute. I use it primarily for juicing my fruits. Now over on this side we got the Omega VSJ 843. Basically at this time, because I have played with the Slow Star juicer a lot, it's sitting on the shelf, and these two guys sit on my counter because I really want to get to know, the VSJ 843 and how it works, so I could answer questions about it, and also just have more experience with it, juicing all different kinds of things in it, so I know exactly what happens so that I could explain it to you guys. See, I'm here to let you guys know about all the different machines. The Slow Star company will try to make you think that their juicer is the best. The Kuvings people is going to make you think theirs the best. The VSJ or the Omega people are going to make you think theirs the best. And I'm just here to tell you guys like it is, so you guys can figure out the best for you, because you might have different needs than I do. Like say, oh John, I don't care about juicing cactus fruit. So then you'd still be able to pick any one of these machines. They're going to do great. And my needs are specific to me, and at present time actually I learned to really like the VSJ juicer for a few reasons. Number one, I find it makes the most yield out of all these machines on the table for juicing the hard vegetables and the leaves. In a case when I did a test against the Slow Star, it did make 7% more yield, which isn't a whole lot, right? But also it is more expensive. It also does have the longest warranty, so it has a 15-year warranty, so that's 5 extra years on top of these two guys. So I mean, I want you guys to look at a juicer as an investment, and it's an investment in the most important thing you got. No, not the stock market. Your health, right? Without your health, you don't have anything, because I almost lost my life when I was younger, right? I almost wasn't here. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't be here to make these videos to share with you guys the best juicer to get, so that you guys could improve your health and be here for many years to come, to see your kids through high school, to see them get married, to meet a girlfriend, to get married. I mean, to enjoy your money, whatever, because I know many of you guys out there, the standard American, 66% of the people in America are either overweight or obese, and in my opinion, this can be solved by, leading a proper lifestyle, which includes, of course, some exercise, but more importantly, in my opinion, eating the right kind of foods. Fruits and vegetables are the best foods on the planet, and most people are deficient in fruit and vegetable intake, and simply that's what these juicers allow you to do. They allow you to up your fruit and vegetable intake. Most of what I eat is actually fruits and vegetables, so I'm not playing around with wasting my time with stuff that's not going to be good for me. But the fact of the matter is clear, most Americans are not eating their fruits and vegetables in high quantities, and that's why I love these juicers so much. In any case, the VSJ seems to work very well. It's nice and quiet. Actually, that's the other thing I like. It's the quietest juicer that I've tested, because it doesn't have a drive gear like these other machines. For the automatic wiping blade system, it's actually quieter than the others. Also, it runs at 43 RPMs, which is the lowest. Actually, the Kuvings Whole Slow juicer runs at 60 RPMs according to the manufacturer. And of course, this one's down at like the 47, 48 RPM, so not too much faster. Now, comparing the RPMs, you're splitting hairs, because these are the slowest juicers on the planet right now, and they're probably some of the best. I also like the VSJ because actually I learned to like the on and off switch right in the front. It makes it easy and convenient to use, whereas these other ones are like, off in the back and a little bit lower, and it has a nice easy rocker switch that's really easy to use. And let's see, what else do I like the VSJ? Oh, for me the VSJ is absolutely the easiest juicer to clean, because they have deleted like a little spinning gear at the bottom of the bowl. It makes it super simple, super easy to clean. It's easy to put together because there's no major dots to line up. You just put everything in, locks together, goes right in. And also you can just lift this top right off, easy to clean. They have an expanded outlet port right here that actually is large enough so I can get my finger in and just wipe it with my finger to get all the pulp out when I'm cleaning it. So it's really well designed. And of course I like this little flap here. So yeah, that's why I like the VSJ. Now, one of the things I have noticed about the VSJ that's not the greatest is that it does seem to have an under-torqued motor. What does this mean? Well, it runs at 43 RPMs, and when I was juicing carrots in it, it basically kind of stalled the machine out, so you can't put wide, fat diameter carrots in there. You will have to cut them lengthwise to make them a little bit thinner so that they will juice properly. I haven't had really this issue with anything else other than the cactus fruit when I was juicing it with the seeds, because the seeds are just too hard for the Omega VSJ 843. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Those are the run through on all these machines. And I want to give you some scenarios on which juicer is best for which task. So for example, if you're thinking, okay John, I know the juicer is an investment in my health, so I want to get the juicer with the longest warranty. So if this is what you want, this guy has 10, this guy has 10-year warranty, and this guy has a 15-year warranty. So you're going to want to go with the Omega VSJ 843. So the next scenario is, hey John, I just want to pretty much juice fruits. You know, what vertical juicer should I get if I want to juice mostly fruits? Well, I would say go with the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Why? It has a nice wide feed chute, makes juicing fruits easy. Now I wish the Whole Slow Juicer would actually have a little funnel to help direct things in like these two other machines, but at present time they do not, so that's why I like it. So if you're somebody that wants the least amount of pulp in the juice, then I would recommend the Omega VSJ. When you're juicing with it, it puts the least pulp out in the juice the first time through. I mean, it's the vertical slow juicer that makes the least amount of pulp. Of all the different juices I've tested and I've used, you know, different fruits and vegetables in there, it still makes the lowest pulp of all of them. Now the next one I'd pick for the lowest pulp is actually the Slow Star machine, because it does come with a nice fine stainless steel sieve or strainer to sieve out the pulp after it comes out of the machine. So yeah, and then the Kuvings doesn't come with an additional strainer and does also leave some pulp in the juice. Now on the flip side, John, I like a lot of pulp in my juice. What juicer should I get? Well, then you'd probably want to go with the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer or the Slow Star, and don't use a stainless steel sieve that is included with it. If you do get the Omega VSJ, then if you want some pulp in your juice, you're going to have to reach over in the pulp bin and grab it and put it back in your juice to get some of that pulp that you want. I personally prefer my juices without pulp and believe that, you know, while we do need fiber, I get my fiber at other times of the day when I'm eating my fresh fruits or nice large salads at night for dinner. Alright, so the next criteria is, John, you know, I want to make dietary changes in my life, and you know, I know fruits and vegetables are good and the juicers allow me to include more fruits and vegetables, but what about, you know, being able to utilize other plant foods in my diet? So some of these machines have multi-function uses. So for that use, then the machine I would recommend is the Slow Star juicer. It has a mincing attachment, which is the most versatile among all these machines, to allow you to process all different kinds of produce and plant foods so that you could eat them. So it'll allow you to make frozen fruit sorbets out of frozen fruits, so you could get rid of the ice cream. You could make nut butters, you know, to get rid of, you know, some of the other like real butter and things that you're using. So you could eat more plants, and the nuts actually really healthy for you in my opinion in small amounts. In addition, I've used it to make salsas and make, you know, basically process eggplant through there to break up the fibrous eggplant to dehydrate to make a mock eggplant meat to put onto some tacos. So actually that was quite good. Of course, the second choice would be the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, which has the blank plate, which allows you to make the nut butters and frozen fruit sorbets. Another criteria for you might be, John, I'm noise sensitive, man. I want to get the juicer with the least amount of noise, and that one I'd easily give to the Omega VSJ 843 juicer. It juices, you know, the quietest by far. Now, if you're somebody that says, John, I want to juice fruits, what's the best juicer for fruits? Then I'd probably go with the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. This juicer with its wide feed chute makes fruit juicing easy. You could put in whole small diameter apples and whole pieces of fruit, nice large chunks of watermelon, the cactus fruits that I love to juice so much, and it just works very easily and perfectly. I mean, this juicer to me is optimized for juicing the fruits, while it will still juice other things as well. Now you say, John, I'm really into juicing my vegetables. I want to juice hard vegetables and leafy greens. Then I would say you're going to want to go with the VSJ or the Slow Star juicer. The yields are very comparable, super close. If I had to say one's going to beat out the yield, I would definitely say the VSJ is going to beat it out. I mean, literally by a hair. It is that close. These both have the dual blade auger system, and this is the latest design in the single auger juicers. Basically, the pulp path is actually the pulp path. The produce is crushed. It gets squeezed between the auger and the screen. The juice is squeezed out. Then the pulp goes down, and it comes back down, and then up underneath the auger, and then back down the chute there. Most other vertical slow juicers have a little small port, and basically they found with testing that the new design of both these machines are the best. Alright, so say when you're one of those people that are like early adopters. John, I got the iPhone 6, man. I stood in line overnight to get it first, right? And you want to have the latest and greatest, then guess what? The Omega VSJ843 is the latest and greatest. It literally just came out a few months ago. And so that's the best one and the newest technology at this time. What if you're like, hey John, I like juicers that are pretty reliable and I don't have to call the manufacturer to get parts and I don't want it to break down. What juicer should I get? So for me, you know, I have had issues with all the juicers on the table. Some less than others. Obviously I haven't had too many issues with the Omega VSJ yet because it is so brand new. But all the machines, for the durability factor, I would say go with the Slow Star juicer. Tribest is there to stand behind it, and they've actually been making constant improvements to it to make it that much better. And it's actually fairly tried and true and going to give you the least amount of challenges of all these three machines on the table. So what if you want to juice a lot of wheatgrass? John, I just want to juice a lot of wheatgrass. Which one of these three machines are going to do the best? Well, I'd say number one, you don't want to get any of these vertical slow juices to juice mostly wheatgrass. While these will juice wheatgrass, if you do want to juice wheatgrass and sprouts, I would recommend horizontal slow juicers such as the Omega NC800 or the Solo Star 3, which at present time are the best of the horizontal single auger machines at this time. So what if you're somebody that wants to buy a machine from a company that has a proven track record in the United States? Well, then I'd say go with the Omega. Omega is one of the longest operating juicing companies in the United States, and I don't believe they're going to be going anywhere. Next to that, Tribest, they've been around for over 25 years now, so that's real stable. Kuvings, relatively new company in the USA. So yeah, for juicer stability, go with one of these two guys. So what if you're somebody that lives in New York City and you have a small apartment with this much counter space and you're like, John, I want to get the juicer that has the smallest footprint and takes the least amount of space? Then I'd say go with the Omega VSJ843R. That's the rounded version of this. It actually has the smallest footprint of all these machines. Also, it's the most compact. So that's what I'd say for that. What if you're somebody that says, John, you know, I want to juice, I want to get these fresh juices in me every single day, but you know, cleanup is a drag. I want to get the juicer that's the most easy to clean out of all these machines. Now, for me personally, what I would say for you is then you want to go with the Omega VSJ843. It doesn't have a little gear on the bottom. It comes apart very easily, and I find it the easiest to clean of all these three. You know, while it is the easiest to clean, it might take me half a minute or a minute less than the others, which is not a lot. What if you're somebody that wants to, you know, make dietary changes and you don't know what to do and you're just going to buy a juicer and you're not going to buy any additional recipe books and you want to have a juicer that comes with, you know, a really guide to help get you there and give you recipes and give you guys ideas on what to juice and how to make it? Well, then it's easy. The Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer comes with a nice full color recipe book that will explain you different recipes and how to exactly to make them so that you can make the dietary changes you want so you can start feeling great today. What if you're somebody that wants the juicer for the lowest price and is the best deal of all these machines? Well, then I would say that's easy. Go with the Slow Star. It's the most versatile juicer with the mincing attachment. Also, it's the most lowest price on this table at this time. It's actually like about $50 less than the Omega VSJ at this time. What if you're one of those design students in college, maybe you're an architect, and you just like things that are designed very well and looks modern and sleek and all this kind of stuff? Then the answer is clear. You guys are looking at all these juicers on the table. I mean, I think the most sleek, best designed juicer for me personally, I'm not one of those kind of guys that need something that looks really great, but that's the VSJ. I mean, it has a nice, slick design. I mean, it just looks really clean. Some of these other juicers kind of look a little more old-fashioned, but of course they perform fairly well. What if you're somebody that wants the least amount of hassle when juicing, that's just going to basically power through things, not stop, not clog up on you and all this kind of stuff? Well, so for me personally, what I would choose then is I choose the Slow Star, and I would also encourage you to watch a video I made entitled Using the Slow Star Juicer. It's going to go through my step-to-step guide on how to use it properly so that it's just going to work for you. It has a very strong, powerful, low RPM motor that I've rarely, if ever, gotten to stop up, and it just works like it should, and provided you prepare your produce properly, get some good produce to juice, it's going to work for you, and you know, without any hassles whatsoever. So what if you're somebody that moves their juicer a lot and wants to be able to move the juicer and have it mobile and be able to pick up and move easily? Well, then I'd recommend the Slow Star juicer. It has a nice handle on the back here, and once properly assembled, you can actually just pick it up, although I still recommend, you know, holding it by the bottom, supporting your juice by the bottom. These guys you simply cannot pick up from the top because the tops will separate on you. So I know you're probably thinking, John, like, what's the best juicer that makes the most yield, man? I just want to get that juicer. Well, as you guys learn, each of these juicers has pros and cons to it, you know. My job is to simply share with you guys what each juicer does so that you guys can make an informed decision and let you guys know, you know. Super important. I mean, that's why I make all these videos for you guys. I have nearly 400 videos, over 400 videos now on YouTube, sharing and comparing different machines, juicing, you know, this amount of produce in the Kuvings Wholesale Juicer and the Omega VSJ, using the Omega VSJ against the Slow Star, and using the Slow Star against the Kuvings Wholesale Juicer, so that you guys could learn, you know, how these juices are different, what the yields will be, and also some of the similarities between them, because in each of those videos I'm actually using the machine, taking it apart, and going over more of the specifics. So I do encourage you to check out those other videos on my YouTube channel. Also be sure to subscribe to my videos if you're not already. That being said, you know, on the yield, it's definitely hard to say which one of these juicers is the clear winner, because it depends on what you're juicing. And if a dealer or somebody says, oh yeah, this juicer always makes the best yield or the most yield, they're lying to you, because the yield always varies depending on the juicer, the type of juice extraction that's being used, and also the produce being juiced. Some juicers, due to the design, are more effective on certain produce items than others. Now that being said, in general, but not always, you know, especially when purchasing a juicer from the name brands, the top name brands like the three companies here, Tribest, Kuvings, and Omega, in general, their latest and newest models generally have higher yields because they're improving their products, and they want to say the latest and greatest, not last year's model. So if you still are seeing other videos I've made and said, oh yeah, John, it looked like you liked this juicer way back when, do you still like that juicer? Because I get those emails too. Well, this is the latest and greatest video as of September 2014 at this time, and these are my favorite ones. But yeah, in terms of yield, it's really tough to say. If I had to just pick one that's going to make the most yield on most things, of course, it's the latest technology. That's the Omega VSJ. In my current tests, it seemed to produce a little bit more yield, not a lot. In one case, it was 7%. In one case, it was almost neck and neck. So, just too difficult. You know, I would encourage you to select a juicer not necessarily on yield, but select the juice that's going to juice best, the produce you're going to juice most. And in general, these guys will juice a wide variety of produce fairly well. And I mean, these are the machines that I use in my life on a day-to-day basis. I just find them much more simple and easy to use because they are auto-feeding. They're really easy to clean, and for a busy guy like me that has so many things going on, they're my savior that allows me to juice literally every day so that I can be much healthier and make these videos for you guys and share the wealth of knowledge about juicing, and encourage you guys to get more fruits and vegetables in you. Of course, juicing is a really good way. Blending's doing it another good way to do it too. And then of course, just eating your fresh fruits and vegetables, because they're always the best, of course. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this video learning about the top 3 best vertical auger juices at this time. And as you guys learn, each one has its pros and cons. Much like if you're a dad and you have multiple kids, you can't just say, oh, you're my favorite. Can't play favorites, right? I like each one for each different reason, and I use each of them in my kitchen still for different specific tasks. You know, much like I have many different screwdrivers in my toolbox. I don't just have a flat head, because you could, you know, unscrew a Phillips head with a flathead screwdriver. It doesn't work too well. You know, I have the right tool for the right job, and I pick the right juicer for the task at hand. That being said, many of you guys are not going to buy multiple juicers. You're only going to have one. So, you know, that's why I made this video, so that you guys could figure out, you know, well, you could think to yourself, hey John, I like that you said this had the longest warranty, this makes the highest yield, I like that this one's the most versatile, and pick the one that's going to meet your needs the best, and then just be happy with it. There's no perfect juicers out there. I'm waiting for the day that there's a juicer for $99.99 that I could go on an infomercial and sell on TV that does everything, including self-cleaning and makes a juice in 2 seconds flat. You know, I could then retire. So in addition, for a special discount for our YouTube visitors, be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Cole with discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. What we're going to do today is we're going to do an unboxing of the all-new Excalibur 10 tray all stainless steel dehydrator here. This is the model. Alright, this is John Cole with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what we're going to do today is we're going to share with you guys my top 3 best vertical single auger juicers. Now, the last one of these videos I did back in February, but guess what? Just much like they got the new iPhone 6 out, and then they had the iPhone 5, they had the iPhone 4 before that. There's always new juicers coming out, and I like to stay up to date with all the new technology. I want you guys to be forewarned, if you are researching juicers and reading websites and all this kind of stuff, that stuff gets outdated very quickly. I've just visited some websites earlier that still talk about juicers from 3 years ago that are the best or whatever. And you know, in my opinion, as new juicers come out, especially if they're from the major brands, right? Some of the major brands out there that DiscountJuicers.com offers, they're always raising the bar. It's only the challenge is when you find these off-brand juicers made in China for really inexpensive, you know, that you're probably going to have some challenges with. And I always encourage you guys to, you know, buy something good, buy something that's going to last the first time. And I'm proud to say that all these machines here have minimum 10-year warranty. One of them even has a 15-year warranty. So this is your confidence to know that you're never going to have to buy another juicer again. If you buy an inexpensive juicer, you know, department store or whatnot, yeah, it might have a short 90-day or 1-year warranty. What about in year 2? You buy another 1-year warranty juicer, it breaks down, you gotta buy another one, you can buy 10 juicers, man. You're up to exceeding the cost of just buying one of these good ones, just doing it once because they have a 10-year or 15-year warranty. So yeah, it's very important. But anyways, this is the updated video with my top 3 best vertical juicers at this time. So let's go over them one at a time and share with you guys which one's my top favorite best juicer. Alright, over on this side we got the Slow Star juicer. These are all vertical slow juicers. Now I want to stop there for a second and say the vertical slow juicer is a style of juicer that I recommend for you guys out there if you want to juice a little bit of everything. You know, if you don't, John, I want to get on a juicing program because I saw a movie, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Or, you know, I know juicing is a healthy way to include more fruits and vegetables. I want to make dietary changes, and I just want to juice everything. I don't know what I'm going to juice, but I want to juice it all. And so that's where all the vertical juicers do really well. I mean, they don't juice any one particular thing super well, but they don't juice too many things super bad either. So that's why I like these guys. Also, for me personally, these are the juicers that sit on my counter that I use on a regular day-to-day basis, day in and day out, because they work efficiently, they save some time in the kitchen, there's literally auto feeding, which I like a lot, and it creates a high quality juice, which is actually super important to me. You know, I'm not a big fan of the centrifugal ejection juicers. Those are most juicers on the market. They have a fast spinning basket, runs at 10,000 plus RPMs. You know, in the case of the Breville juice fountain. And these guys, I mean, the slowest run runs at 43 RPMs, 43 revolutions per minute. That's multitude.